Welcome to Liberty Today. Senator Bill Napoli says South Dakota should just say no to federal dollars. Sam Kephart has a warning for smartphone users. Siri is spying on you. And Randazzo rants EB5 stinks on ice. Coming up now on Liberty Today.
Welcome to the most exciting segment of Liberty Today TV that you have watched in, well, seconds. Senator Napoli, Bill Napoli, is with us. And Senator, I would be interested, and I think our viewers would like to know your thoughts on the race for U.S. Senate in South Dakota.
The race means absolutely nothing.
Well, you heard it first right here. Why do you say it doesn't
because
mean anything?
we have lost the war in Washington. We've lost the battles, we've lost the war, we've lost Washington. It doesn't make any difference who we send there. Washington's not going to change. Where the change is going to take place is right here in South Dakota, right here in the states surrounding us, right here in the states are the ones that are going to take control of our problem and start to head us down the path of where we need to go to get this under control. So we can send Mike Rounds. That's fine. We can send whoever. We can send John Thune and Christie. There will be no change.
Well, you've certainly heard all the talk nationally that if we win just, 6 Senate seats, then everything's going to be wonderful?
How can they say that? How can they say that when we've got Republican senators that are nothing more than a different color of Obama? I mean, how can we say that anything's going to change? And you got to remember the Republicans were in power prior to Obama, and they screwed it up as bad as he did. I don't get it where they say that we're going to have this big change because the Republicans take over the Senate. The only thing that they'll probably do is bottle Obama up where he can't do anything, but they won't do anything either.
Are you saying then that the only real solution to America's problems is for states to stand on the 10th Amendment and tell the federal government to take a hike?
The states of the United States of America are going to have to stand up, declare their sovereignty, declare their autonomy, and say we've had it with the federal government. We're going to quit doing the mandates. We're going to quit doing the rules. We're going to quit doing the laws that are sent to us. Sure, we'll take the money, but you're not going to put a bunch of strings on it. We're going to use it for what we think is correct, and we're going to enact our laws, and we're going to do the things what's going to be best for our state. And then you're going to see a change.
But Bill, if states begin to assert their 10th Amendment rights and say we're not going to abide by the dictates from the federal government, wouldn't the federal government stop sending the money?
Oh, I imagine they would.
And in South Dakota, that's half of our budget?
Yes.
What would happen if we had a governor and a legislature who said no to the federal government? Would we survive?
I do not want to give you the impression we're going to do this in 5 minutes. If I was Dugard, or if I was the next governor of this state,
I would
be doing everything in my power to wean South Dakota away from these programs. And I would send a dictate down to every one of my departments. Don't accept any federal money until it comes through my office, through the governor's office. I want to see every federal program that comes through here and the money involved. And over a period of so many years, we could wean ourselves off that federal money to the point that we could take care of ourselves.
But we wouldn't be able to wean ourselves off if we don't have some replacement revenue. Where does that come from?
I don't agree with that. I'm not saying replacement revenue. I'm saying we cut government back to the point where it can subsist on what we're giving it. We have expanded government to the point that it is so huge and so big, we've got no control over it. I want to remind you of not too long ago an IRS that was busy targeting conservatives, illegally taking their emails, not allowing them to have their 501(c)(3)s, targeting them as terrorist groups, and were caught in the process of violating these groups' constitutional rights. And nothing happened to them. The IRS walked away. It was no big deal, which tells you one thing. These departments are so autonomous that very few, if anything, can touch them. I don't know what it is.
Well, the EPA is a great example. So you're saying it's time for state politicians to take a stand.
Absolutely, and that's where it's going to lie, right there.
Hear, hear. I don't know if I could find a way to disagree with that, Senator.
Well, if you stop and think about it, I don't see how anybody can disagree with them, because that's where it's all coming from. They're always waving that stick of that big money over our heads, and we're saying, okay, we'll take the money, and then we take the beating with the stick. And I'm saying, let's just start not taking that money. Tell them to take their stick and do whatever they want to do with it.
Okay, but there aren't very many state legislators.
That's correct.
Legislators, and certainly not the executive branch isn't of that mindset.
I think you're starting to see a change. I do. Because the restrictions that's coming down with the money are so strict that a lot of the states now can't comply with it. And I think that it's in California, especially in California with the new EPA rules. They have lowered the hammer on those rules so hard and so bad. There are so many businesses and so many trucking companies and so many groups out there that can't comply with these new EPA regulations. They're just leaving the state. And so it's coming.
So where are they going?
They're going to the states like South Dakota, North Dakota, Wyoming, Nebraska, Montana. They're going where they can do business.
Well, let's just continue to pray that we'll have an opportunity to do business in South Dakota a decade from now. Because if we don't change directions, we're going the same way California's going.